Hi there, I'm Jen Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio, and today we're going to talk about our marble foils and our easy release foils, sharing lots of tips and tricks on how to work with them. Hey guys, I am here today to talk about our easy release foils and how kind of sensitive they really are. So I'm going to work with some of our beech wood. I'm also going to grab our golden dragon and another one of our marble foils, okay? And I'm just going to share some tips and tricks on how to work with these, okay? Since they are what we call easy release, or we might even have a super easy release next to their name, they have to be handled a little bit more delicately than some of our other foils. So I'm going to provide you guys some great information on working with these and how to fix things if something goes wrong. So to start with, okay, and I think beechwood is one of our most I think that one's right next to weathered copper when it comes to super easy release, okay? Basically, when you have an easy release or a super easy release foil, it just means the more you handle them, the more that they can start breaking away from the carrier sheet, okay? So, let me get this up here. The side that I'm showing you right now shows you the beautiful pattern, but that's actually what we call the carrier side. So this side is plastic. The back side is the side that I'll keep dropping this onto that sticky board, okay? The side that the metallization, the transfer foil, metallic, whatever you want to call it, is adhered to. So I'm showing you the back side just to show that there are some areas here on this carrier already that have started to flake away. And it's because of handling. So if you're moving them around a lot, you accidentally crinkle them, you can definitely get them to where they're breaking away from the carrier before you're basically ready for it. So when we indicate that the foils are easy release, super easy release, handle with care, we really do mean it, okay? So if you do end up with a spot like this, the nice thing is most of these foils can be easily repaired, okay? So let's go ahead and even attempt to transfer this area that has that imperfection already in it. The one thing that I find is having more hands is better than not. So if I had somebody around, I would ask them to help me get this laid down, because having four hands to apply it and scrub it and just help hold it will definitely work the best, okay? And with these really super easy release, you're going to find like that carrier sheet even looks like it's moved away. You can see me moving it back and forth. That means that carrier sheet, the plastic, has actually already released from the transfer, okay? And also, they tend to what we do call over release. So making sure you scrub the edges as well is always a good thing. Also, releasing the foil in towards your project instead of away from your project can sometimes help with that over release, okay? So I've got this transferred, and as you can see, I have what are called some fuzzy edges, and that's because it over released a little bit. I'm going to make sure that I push those away, okay? I want to make sure that they are removed from the project. I want to try to brush them down and away, okay, from anything so that they don't flip up on top of your transferred project. So all these little bits and pieces that over released, okay, you want to be careful and wipe those away. The other trick that I will use is grab some wet ones, okay? This is just, I believe, the Amazon brand here and wipe all of that away. Because what will happen if those little pieces, you can see them all over my table right now, if these little pieces get flipped over, okay, and caught on top of your transferred foil, they're going to look like negative spaces, okay? So I'm going to see if I can get one to flip over just so I can show you. If you do get those that flip over, okay, there it goes. It looks like a little white spot. It's kind of gray looking because the background has a little bit of a gray tint to it on the foil. I like to use the wet wipes to wipe away anything that has flipped over, okay? And if the wet wipe is not wiping it away, sometimes it'll help to go back in and pick them up with just a pick, okay? So if you find something's flipped over and you can't get it off with a wet wipe, then just try to pick those off. But it is super important that you clean your edges off right away and make sure that's falling down and not into the project itself, okay? But the wet wipe is totally going to help, okay? So here, these are not negative spots as far as the foil flipping over, but those were the areas that the foil was damaged to begin with. So I'm going to try and just repair those. I will cut off a small section of the foil so that I have a piece that I can manage. Okay, where it's yellow towards the center, I'm going to try to find a piece of foil that is yellow to start with and see if we can fill in those negative spots. And then again, down here where it's more into those really warm, deep red, orange tones, I'm going to look for a piece of foil that will cover and coordinate with that color. So filling back in is normally not a difficult thing, but make sure that you're matching the right color and tone when you have a foil like this. You don't want to just grab anything and go fill it in. You want to make sure you are coordinating and blending in with the colors that are already there. So I have a little bit over here that is totally a different color than what I have on that piece. So I will look for, I'm looking for a piece of foil here that's closer to that color. And I think that might work. And it doesn't have to always be a perfect match, but at least anything that you're coming back and trying to fill in will match much better. So basically, that's it, okay? I find that the Golden Dragon and also our Beechwood, okay, is probably two of the foils that you really have to be careful. We also do what we call overcut these, meaning if you've ordered a 3-foot roll, we're definitely have given you a couple extra inches. Even if you order, I don't think you can order them by the foot. And the reason why we don't allow these foils to be ordered by the foot is because they are so delicate. Okay, as you can see, this one here, this whole edge from it being rolled and unrolled is already starting to have what I would call some damage from being overhandled. And you can definitely see that. So I'm going to cut all of that away. You should never have that much damage when you receive a foil, but if you handle it a lot, it can happen. So if you get Beechwood, it is best to roll off a little bit, and these tend to curl back really super fast, okay? So you can see that I'm even using my toothbrush over there to try to hold it into place. And then I would recommend definitely having somebody to give you a couple extra hands to help you with the Beechwood, because the more I keep trying to unroll it and handle it, the more I'm going to possibly damage the back side of this. So if I only have myself, okay, I'm going to do what I call flip it over. I'm going to try to get any of those loose pieces off too. But I'm going to flip it where the transfer side is exposed and lay it down. That way I can at least get it on there and then roll it out, okay? Now I know there's a couple of spots that obviously started to come off before I was able to lay it down. But again, I want to show you guys how you can manage to repair those, okay? And you should be able to see that, again, this is such an easy release. The carrier sheet is just pulling away quickly from the transfer. And these areas that I ended up where I had a little bit of a negative because it already had fallen off, again, just go and try to match up the pattern and just go back and fill those in. And it really does release so quickly and easily that those are easy to repair. Again, if you have any of the over release, just come in with your wet one and wipe away. If it doesn't want to move away, you can always come in with the pick, okay? And these are just dental picks from Harbor Freight. They work super well. And just using the wet one first tends to, I think, feel like it loosens it up a little bit. And that way I can actually pick it up from the surface. So I hope this helps you guys, but truly, if you are on our website and looking at the foils and they say super easy release or very delicate, make sure that you do have somebody to help you lay them into position when you're getting ready to transfer them, and you will have your best results. I hope all these tips and tricks help you with your projects, and thanks for watching, guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope all of my tips and tricks will lead to some very successful projects. You will find all the materials and supplies listed in the description below. And make sure hit that subscribe button and don't miss any of our upcoming tutorials. Have fun with all those easy release foils, guys.